Come check this out. I just finished making this super cute drawstring bag, and we got orange and blue there, and it may look like I use 2 different layers of vinyl, but this is only 1 layer of vinyl. It is super fun. It's kind of thick and rubbery, which gives it a kind of cool effect here. It is called VTS Super Pop 700. And Vinyl and Tool Supply sent me a few different colors to test out. So we're going to be making a project together today. So this was the orange and the blue. And then I also have green with white, pink with black. And today we're going to play around with the red and white combo. But there's a whole pile of other colors you can choose from online, and there'll be a link down below in the description for this super cool material. If we're just meeting right now, hi, my name is Nisha. Welcome to Little Craft Nest. So I thought it would be super fun to use this material on a Christmas pillow. So here's the design I came up with. I've got this Merry Christmas text, and then I just created an offset around it. But when we put this on the pillow, this red is actually going to be white. And then that white will be outlined with the red. And this is going to go on a red pillowcase, so it's going to look kind of fun. So I've already sized this to 11.5 by 8.62, and I'm going to click on Make. We're going to do this on the mat, click Confirm, and because we're using heat transfer vinyl, we need to mirror our design. So underneath mat 1, we're going to click on Mirror and then click Continue. Now we're not going to set our material setting for everyday iron on because this material is really thick and kind of rubbery. So the setting I found that worked best was medium cardstock. So we're going to select that, and then we're also going to add more pressure, and I found that gave me the best cut for this material. So here's our vinyl. We need to have the shiny side facing down. So we're going to line this up at the top here and press that down. And because it's so thick, you may want to grab a brayer just to go over top of it. Make sure that material is stuck on there well. If you're using an older mat and it's not quite sticking to your mat, you could add a few pieces of tape around the edges. Once your vinyl is on the mat, you can go ahead and get it cut out. So our design is cut out. You can see all those cut marks there. So now we just need to weed it. Now I've got a bit of extra material here that I could probably save for another project. So I'm just going to cut a few little pieces off of here before I start to weed. You can save that for another project. And maybe I'll grab this corner here too. Now, because this material is thick, I don't recommend doing really small, intricate designs. It would probably be very difficult to weed out, but doing larger designs, I have no problem at all with that. Having nice, thick cut lines rather than really thin, tiny ones is really going to help with that. So designs like this, when we have these nice big chunks, they're pretty easy to weed out. Okay, it looks like while I was weeding, I got a little too excited and pulled some of the inside offset pieces out that I wasn't supposed to, but that's okay. I'm still gonna make this work. I still have all the letters here, so that's a good thing. So I did find one of these inside pieces that I had pulled out by mistake, and the reason I pulled it out because it was attached to the other piece here, so you can see how it's sticking there. So I think I do need to do stronger pressure. When I did those small projects earlier, when I was testing the product, I had no problem using the cardstock plus setting, but I feel like if you're doing a larger design with a lot of cuts, you may even need to do a stronger cut setting than that. So I'm gonna use a little knife here and try to cut that edge out and see if I can fit it back in there. Otherwise, I'll just eliminate all those middle pieces. So I cut that piece out, and this piece was supposed to go right here, and I need to pull that piece out, and we'll put this one here. Let's see if I can fix the other pieces here. I think this is it here, and it just got stuck here on the corner. And I'll try to pull that apart. All right, there we go. We can add this piece now. And this piece here belongs over here, but you can see I kind of ripped that top layer of red off. So let's see how this looks on the other side. I think I'm just gonna eliminate this piece, and I think this will still look really good. So I just had an idea. You know that little piece I didn't put on my design? Well, I have these extra pieces here, so I can go back onto Design Space and just cut that piece out that I'm missing. So this time I set my pressure to heavy cardstock, and we'll see how this does. Okay, right away I can tell that heavy cardstock is way too much pressure, but that's okay. We can still use this piece. I can still get it in. I'm just gonna punch out this little piece here. And if we peel the carrying sheet off here, we can add this back onto our design. So definitely stick with the medium cardstock, more pressure option. I normally find that works no problem. I don't know why I was having troubles with this design. I just had a few sticky corners. So just be careful when you're weeding out this material. So I had the pressure turned all the way up on my auto press here. My pressure is at 170 pounds. If you're using a manual heat press, make sure you have a very strong pressure when you're pressing your design. But first we're gonna start off by lint rolling our pillowcase here. And then I'm also gonna give it a pre-press as well for about 5 seconds to get any moisture out of the material. So to find the center of my pillowcases, I like to fold them in half and then give another quick press. And then we'll do that in both directions. So now I know where the center is on my pillowcase, so I'm not guessing. And I can grab my design, and you can also fold that backwards and pinch at the top where you can find the center, and then at the bottom as well. You can do it the other way too if you'd like. And then you're gonna line up your fold lines on your carrying sheet with the fold lines you put on your pillowcase. And then we can go ahead and press our design. I'm pressing at 310 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 seconds. Now this is a cool peel material, so we're gonna let this cool a little bit before we peel back our carrying sheet there. All right, it is feeling cool now, so let's peel this back and take a look. Oh, this looks so cool. I love the red on the red. We've just got a bit of that white outlining all our text, and it has such a cool texture to it. What a super fun material. So I know a question people are going to ask is, can you layer this material? And you absolutely can. Before I made this pillowcase, I did make another project for my daughter, and I grabbed this old t-shirt dress of hers, and this is the design we did. So this orange here is just regular Caesar HTV, and I just realized I forgot to weed a piece here. I am having such bad luck with weeding today. What is going on? So I'm gonna fix that in a minute. I'm gonna show you how to. And then we did the Super Pop vinyl here. So this was the blue and the orange, and I think that turned out super cool. Love the texture. So you're probably wondering, well, how are you gonna fix your weeding mistake since you already pressed this design? Well, I'm gonna grab my Easy Press Mini here. We're gonna turn that onto medium heat. Oh boy, my phone just died, but I am back again. I do film all my videos with my phone, so when it dies, I can't film. So let's turn this back on to medium heat, and we'll wait for that to warm up. And then what we're gonna do, we'll be putting the heat press underneath this dress, and then I will be using a pin pen to pick that little piece off that I didn't weed. So we'll be heating up the back of the vinyl and then removing that piece. And you may be wondering, what about the vinyl around that? Will that not stick anymore? It will. We will just pull that piece off and then I will just quickly repress this and everything should be fine. All right, so my mini heat press is heated up and I'm gonna place this underneath the dress, right in between the layers, so right inside. And we're gonna start by placing this on the S here and then just grabbing that piece that I forgot to remove. And actually, instead of my pin pen here, I'm gonna use tweezers. Got a little bit more control with them. All right, and I got that piece off there. Yay! Now let's do the next one here. You want to do this as fast as possible so you don't wreck your vinyl that's surrounding that piece you're trying to get off. All right, there we go. Now I'm just gonna press this one more time and it'll be good to go. And it's looking good again, and I still have that pop on that smiley face. It still looks just as good as when I pressed it the first time, so I'm very happy with this. I hope you enjoyed crafting with me today and learning about that Super Pop vinyl. I absolutely love this pillow. I can't wait to use it at Christmas. Christmas is what, only 4 months away? So pretty soon I'm gonna start decorating. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you on more crafting adventures.